Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Today is the 15th, middle of September. Happy mid-month hump day. Is this a month hump day? I don't know. Anyway. Tuesday. Tuesday's a fun day at TRI because my cohort here, Kevin, comes on the Daily Brief and talks quite a bit with our audience, conveying what he's seeing in the market. And actually, there's a couple ideas that he talked about through the broadcast. I liked them so much, I went and started placing buy orders. And it's interesting. It's we've gotten to the point now in the market, especially in some sectors, where, we're actually starting to see some half-decent price action. Maybe a lot of the fluffiness from the summer has gone out of the market, so that would be encouraging to see. Kevin, you see that YouTube page working? Is it working away? It's not working.
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, that's good. Anyway, so there's Kevin, by the way. You want to say hi to these good people?
Hello, everyone.
There you go. So, as I said, Kevin did a fantastic report today. And even take advantage of our free trial offer and listen to what was on Kevin's mind today. The way I'm looking at the market is, and the message from me hopefully isn't changing a heck of a lot from day to day. I like the idea of us finding some sort of pivot here into that election event. I get the feeling this is a bit of maybe like an initial burst one direction, and then usually markets move in two legs. So like think A, B, C, D. You've probably seen me do those before. We do have a Federal Reserve Open Market Committee, FOMC, today and tomorrow. We often say that you should never, ever trust the first hour of trading following a Fed announcement. And now they have a press conference. So really, you're probably best just to wait for the press conference to get out of the way. And really, if anything, I think the way that I'm interpreting this is the market's kind of hoping for some sort of positive treat, some sort of news out of the Fed that things are looking better. Fortunately, Fed statements lately have been, oh boy, get ready. It's going to be a tough slog. Got a long way to go, blah, blah, blah. Interest rates at zero. So, in a weird sort of way, if they actually come out talking hawkish, hey, yeah, man, we might even raise rates. You might actually find that the stock market does better. But for the time being, I'm still sort of thinking that this is the first leg of A, B, C, D. We'll see how it goes. Being right ahead of that Fed meeting, probably not a good idea to interpret too much into price action here. It looks to me like out of the gate first thing this morning, they got everybody all freaking out to the downside on the US dollar index, all the international currencies ratcheting higher. I can see right out of the gate first thing this morning, they tried to take the gold up and break it up through the top, but then that sort of stalled. US dollar came screaming back after the New York kill zone, and we're just parked here. And my hunch is, don't be surprised if we have to just swim around here until the Fed is done, and then we'll see what the hell's going to happen after that. Risk on, risk off. It's kind of a muted day. As I said, I get the impression it's almost sort of like buy the rumor, maybe sell the news after the Fed. Knee-jerk reaction coming out of the summer break, of course, was to liquidate and sell, take profits on very highly bid-up stocks, etc. So we'll see what the temperament is in risk on, risk off. I think this is almost like a vacuum right now. Everybody's just sitting going, okay, what's the Fed going to do? What's the Fed going to do? It was interesting listening through Kevin's report, talking a little bit about how the junior market seems to be a little bit happier here. It's catching a bit of a bid. We've got actually a bit of an engulfing bar here on this relationship. Maybe looking for counter trend rallies back up top here, fill in gaps on this sort of risk on, risk off kind of thinking. Maybe we can get a counter trend rally up back up top on all of these risk on assets, that kind of idea. But again, right ahead of the Fed, I don't know whether we want to interpret too much into this. I really do like the idea of the market firming up and putting in some sort of base, getting us ready for next year. I just, be careful here, right? I got a sneaky suspicion October's got some surprises ahead for us, but yeah, that's just Brian's opinion. I guess we, like I said, not a heck of a lot new, but, in the broader market, we are starting to see, like our breadth indicator, like I said, it's oversold. It could turn back up here if we get any sort of sign of strength in the market. And we got little fun names like this little rail. He's having a pretty good day here. Keep your eye on that if you're in that. We've got some September options that expire Friday. So we've got a horse race on our hands here. But, that's a good example of one of the stocks that's sort of, look at, I'm done. I've had enough going down. I want to actually go back up now. And we're seeing this. Kevin showed the community here. This is the broader market, what they call the breadth. And this is just simply number of advancers divided by number of decliners. And I like to put some moving averages on those. And you can definitely see the market is trying to bottom here. Our little breadth indicator right now, I think it is only going off of the S&P 500. So I don't think it's actually capturing a lot of the Russell 2000 kind of price action here that you're seeing reflected in this Russell 2000 versus the Dow. So because remember, Russell 2000 has 2,000 stocks in it. So bouncy day in risk on, but in the face of the Fed, I don't know whether I'm really going to believe too much into this. And I think it's sort of the same thing with crypto here. You can see there's nice bounces that have come out of sort of that big wipeout event. What I really like about the good old corn is it really seems to be obeying this 1 to 2 angle very closely here, Gann angles. So if you actually look at today's price action, all they did was you can see they took it up yesterday to the angle. Calmed down a little bit. I mean, look at that, eh? Calmed down, closed here, opened up, then went zipping up back above it. And look where we're sitting. I mean, what a surprise. Right on Mr. Gann's angle. So my hunch is we're probably playing with this angle for now. That's cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think I've said here before, really tough for me to get too bullish in here in the face of this massive M and Head and Shoulders. And technically the target for the Head and Shoulders actually is a little bit lower than where we got to here. I don't know. I mean, I suppose looking back in hindsight, if the market did end up bottoming and heading higher, I don't know whether Head and Shoulders people would figure that that's been actually traded to or not. It's a tough one. This was a V bottom. Wicks and tails like to be eaten, and gee whiz, there's a whole bunch of tails in there. I mean, if I was going to be hunting longs, Brian probably do things like reload zones. And you notice 78.6 happens to be right in all of those tails. So the issue that I have here, though, is that I actually think the market structure is pointing down now. And I think we're heading down into here. Feigenbaum's 50% off of the entire range. And interesting, too, all, A, B, C, Ds, all that's going to do is just take us back down against all these key lows. So very tough for me to get too bullish in here. And then, like I said just a moment ago about the entire risk market, do you really want to buy the risk market right in the face of the Fed? I don't know. Our rule is don't trust the market till a full hour following the Fed, and also with Bitcoin, what I notice is they really like to mess around with the price about an hour or so after the retail close, when nobody in the retail public can do anything about it here in North America. And then all of a sudden, after hours, on the crypto exchanges, all hell breaks loose. So watch out for that too. So really, there's just not much for me to do. If we get back up against the top end of the range here, I might think about going and buying more insurance. But for now, it's big hurry up and do nothing. And I guess what I'm seeing here is not a hell of a lot of. I mean, there's not overt selling in Bitcoin. It's not like overtly strong either. There is some selling coming in on the altcoins. And I think, sort of why did the market move up here recently? This whole DeFi kind of conversation. I'm seeing weakness in some of these, and I tried to convey this to the site here today. It's not like this is a bad idea. It's just like, holy crap. I mean, we've come an awful long way in a very short period of time. Could we use some time just to clean this up? And that's what I think's going on here. So on this lend, we actually did carve out a reversal pattern here. This is what's called a harmonic pattern. This is off like a lower time frame. Those setups, and this was off of the big fractal, but you can see off of just an hourly chart. Wow, what a beautiful little M top there. Generally, I've found, this is my experience as a trader, a lot of harmonic people want to take profit at 38.2, just as sort of got to pay myself, get myself into a strong position, and then, see where the wind blows. So take partial profits at 38.2, stop to scratch on remaining. Interesting how this one, you can see they tried to take it back up there, and it just couldn't get up there, and it rolled back over. There's just not a lot for a guy like me to be doing right here. If I was doing anything, I'd be short and sitting on my free position right now, just seeing where the wind blows. Now, I'm not saying this is a buy. I'm not saying it's a sell. And there's nothing to do right here, right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Interesting other names that did very well here through the spring and summer. They also seem to be a bit weak here as well. So this one actually does have a very well-defined bearish bot setup just working away here. So I don't necessarily think this has anything to do with Bitcoin. Just as the run-up here through the late summer didn't have anything to do with Bitcoin. I think it has all to do with sort of the Ethereum and the DeFi story. The problem with a chart like this here, though, is, again, there's just not a hell of a lot for me to do. If I had bought off of these W's, I better be taking some profits. Don't even really have a very good-looking M top here, so you can't even say this is actually a really good-looking short. It's just, ugh. What I think I've learned over the past few years doing this game is when you see, ugh, you're probably best just not to do anything and just have the patience and the discipline to just sit and wait until the chart actually does start sending messages. So right now, there's just big hurry up and do nothing for a guy like me on ETH and that whole DeFi space. Very quiet. Did see some broader market selling in the altcoin space, and even Kevin through his report today was kind of like, there's not a hell of a lot to do here. Did some nibbling on names that I like, I find it hilarious. Wait, I thought crypto's going down. What the fuck is going on here? Are these guys gonna go and W this damn thing out here? Which is hilarious. But these are the kind of names that I like buying, right? Where this is very out of favor. Nobody's really that interested in this stuff. But I don't mind buying that. But, like a Decred here, I came in and did some nibbling against the bottom. You can say they're taking it right back down to the bottom. So it's just nothing too exciting there. You can see Dash, same sort of thing. Hell, you could have done reload zones off of this range and work some bids down and get filled with Cavarcanator down here at his 88.6. And again, there's just nothing. Augur, Actually, I went and figured out what my actual new buy price is, and it turns out it's way down here on this new version of Augur. So you'll see, I won't be doing any business soon, but I might do some business there. Yeah, I did one swing trade here, hoping that we'd see some trend continuation, and it fell apart. And so, and you have to understand here, people, that I don't give a shit. If the trade works, it works. If it doesn't, so what? So I got a polite alert this morning that, come on, you. That price broke through this low here. That low was 32,738, and this morning they traded down to 32,677. I think I got that number right. 32. What does that say? 32,738. So alerts went off, and I just liquidated the position. It's not so much that this thing is a good idea, it's a bad idea, but the whole reason why I took the trade was anticipating that these lows would hold. And they didn't. So I just got to walk away. And that's what I did. Very typical sort of trade for me. Next bus in 10 minutes. So I got to tell you, I'm not overly enthusiastic about buying a hell of a lot here in crypto land right now. And, again, also, too, with the Fed ahead of us tomorrow, do I really want to step into the market here too much today? Not really. One area of the market, and it would make sense too if the broader market's actually topping out and getting weaker, one area of the market that's getting our attention seems to be pharmaceuticals. So keep your eyes peeled there. Lots of people popping off huge wins today in Pharmaland. Pharmaceutical stocks, they're kind of like, they say that they're economically insensitive. So you can have crazy stuff like this happen in pharmaceutical stocks. This was one where a whole bunch of people got off wins here today. Where this kind of stuff can happen just on, new drug releases, that kind of stuff, developments in the space. And the broader market can still be kind of sanguine, but this can happen. So congratulations to everybody at TRI who got off big wins there. Actually, a stock that I was picking up here yesterday, and look at that, it's just come right back down to my buy level here. I'm more than happy to be a buyer of this little guy against the W here. Good looking stock. There were a few. There's also another, Kevin actually showed us, just a free shot for you, that name that we've actually played before. Everybody should look at that chart and go, okay, I can understand why I'd want to come in on the buy side there. So we're at the bottom end of the range. Nice W's. So actually, while he was chit-chatting away there, telling everybody about how much he liked the story, I just went and I picked up some stock. What the fuck? Kevin's a pretty good stock picker. So, that's the type of guy I am. But hopefully you can see why I would start getting interested. The bottom end of the range, original market structure, new W's coming in. And if I'm not mistaken, was there like divergences and stuff forming down here, Kevin?
Yeah.
There he is. I mean, this is the one reason why I love working with Kevin so much is he's so fucking consistent. And that's what you have to be to make money at this is, when you're interested in buying, you better pull up your momentum indicators and you better see W's. And 9 times out of 10 when I do that with Kevin, there's goddamn W's all over the place. So, congratulations to you, Kevin. I love working with these people. I said it in the lounge this morning. I said it on the daily brief, and I'm going to say it to all of you. I really like the habit that people are getting into on the site of their sort of affirmations and thanking the universe, because really the universe is really kind to us, but we just have to sort of reach out and say thank you every once in a while. So I said to the community, I am forever grateful that the universe let even a place like TRI exist. I mean, can you imagine a guy like Brian trying to do this in countries like Russia or countries like China or countries like Venezuela? Probably wouldn't go over so well. So thank you, West. Thank you, democracy. Thank you, freedom, for giving me this opportunity. Uh, Super grateful that people in the world actually listened to me and took a leap of faith in believing in me. 30 plus years, I think there's a couple things I can help you with. But I can't force you. You consciously made that decision to trust me. And so I want to thank you for that trust in me. That's incredibly valuable. No monetary value to that whatsoever, but incredibly valuable. So thank you for that. And I think it's super important to acknowledge, especially when you're young and let's say, I don't know, my old man, he used to always go, what do you got to complain about? You're free, white, and 21. You got it good, man. Obviously, I'm not that anymore, but the point here is we live in a society here in my particular country that actually helps a person like me immensely. There's no way I could do this for all of you out in there in YouTube land and all that without the social safety net that's in place in my country to help me support my son and his severe disabilities. And I even said to the community, and I'll say to the taxman, hey, I don't care whatever the tax bill is. I don't mind. I mean, I've been so fortunate here with this and be able to maybe make a positive difference in all of the free people that are watching these YouTube videos that I don't ask for any payment or anything. The reason why I can do this is because I have these supports in my life. I mean, if I was looking after Liam on my own, TRI would not exist. So thank you, Canada, for being such an awesome country that you are. Okay, I think it's important to say affirmations on a regular basis, and I want to take some time to do that here today. The only thing we'll sort of leave off with, just because it's a reminder, is the promotional deal that TRI put together to encourage you to consider joining our site and our school and all that. It's going to wind up, I think, tomorrow. We got 1 day and 11 hours. So this link, I think, is in the video description of these videos. What I really like about this is if you actually want to just learn a little bit more about what TRI is and the effect that we have on people's lives. And no, we did not pay anybody, and these are not my friends. These are actually customers that have written these reviews. And also like in-person interviews. All of these people are either customers or, TRI principals. Nobody's paid or anything to do any of this. It's a really good, nice little summary page. I'm very proud of the marketing team for putting this together. So check that out if you have the opportunity. And this will disappear when this is done. And then we'll throw it back up next school term. And as well, you can check out this handsome looking guy over on this TRI 30-day free trial page. Come and just kick the tires for the next month. And actually, this is a great segue because you could kick the tires for a month or so and then actually decide, well, you know what? Actually watching these guys in action, they actually do what they say they're gonna do. They say all the crap that they say on their free YouTube videos. I believe in them. I'll trust Brian. So take advantage of that if that appeals to you. So. Okay, I think we'll leave the free video at that. Sure hope you got some value out of the rant. Unfortunately, we got an FOMC meeting here today and tomorrow, so you're probably best not to do anything until 1 full hour after that Fed meeting is done. But, maybe I said something today that resonated with you. So have yourselves a great rest of your day. We got TRI SOF meeting tonight, so all alum and OGers on the site, if you want to participate, be sure to be on the site for 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight, Tuesdays. And, if any awesome, incredible, kick-ass ideas come out of that, actually, I just gave you one that we'll probably all buy through today and tomorrow. Call it a Kevin freebie. So if you got any value out of that, and frankly speaking, his ideas are awesome, but if you got any value out of that, I would like to see a comment in the comments. Thank you very much, Kevin, for your idea today. I appreciate the input because I think he does deserve some thanks. Okay, everybody. All the best. Hey, what the hell? Kevin, you want to take us out of here? The only thing left for TRI to say is...
Bye for now.